What's up guys, welcome back to TheReviewSpace, and today I want to talk about this viral video that's been up for a couple of days. Basically it's this normal dude and he pretends to be a fake celebrity, thus fooling all these people, these pedestrians, on Times Square. And so basically they think he's this high profile celeb, this famous person, and everybody just kind of gathers around him, paparazzi, all these people crowding around just to get a glimpse of him and take a picture with him. So this young man's name is Brett Cohen, and this took place last month in Times Square, July 27, 2012. He basically dressed up as a high-profile celeb. He took pictures with nearly 300 people at the end of this experiment, or whatever you want to call it. Now at the beginning of the video they showed Brett as this very normal looking dude. There's no fanfare, nobody is going up to him asking for his picture, wearing a normal shirt, walking amongst pedestrians, you know, in New York, and it was just this average looking guy. All of a sudden, you know, he puts on this shirt and then he's got these bodyguards around him, he's got this fake press paparazzi taking his picture, and all of a sudden a buzz starts on the streets, and then all of a sudden everybody's crowding around this guy. First of all, he doesn't look like a celebrity, anybody, okay? He doesn't look like anybody famous. I mean, out of everyone that I can think of, I'd say he looks a little bit, maybe just a little bit, like Ryan Reynolds. You know, the guy who starred in frickin' Green Lantern, and he's been in a bunch of movies like Blade Trinity. Now, at an angle, he looks kind of like it, just a little bit, but he's like a foot shorter than him. Ryan Reynolds is about 6 feet tall, 6'2", something like that, and this guy is significantly shorter. And then you know, these people on the streets, these New Yorkers, and some of them are foreigners, but you can tell from their accent, just tourists visiting New York in Times Square. And so they were being interviewed like, you know, what's your favorite thing that you saw this guy in? And they're like, oh, I liked him in Spiderman. So these people think he was in the Spiderman movies, if you can believe that. I mean, look, I've never seen the reboot of Spiderman. I don't plan on watching it. I don't want to see it. But even I know that this guy is not Andrew Garfield. This guy doesn't even look like Andrew Garfield, the guy who was in the Spider-Man reboot. And he looks less like Tobey Maguire, the guy who's been in the past, the 3 first movies. It doesn't even look like him. It's either an experiment that's meant to be like genuine. In the back of my head, I just kind of think like this could be a work. Like the whole thing, even the reaction from the people could be a work. Like some of the fans were actually plants. Like the actual video itself with the reaction from the people is actually a work. It's actually fake. But that's just my personal, like, paranoid kind of thing. Everything that I see on the internet or on TV, I just kind of think, okay, that's got to be a work at first. Like I always have this skepticism about everything. So even if this was genuine, it just seems kind of silly that you have so many dumb people thinking that this guy's a real celeb. It's just kind of messed up. I mean, I guess to be fair, not everybody knows what Andrew Garfield looks like or can remember him. He's not really a huge name yet, I guess. You know, he's not like a very recognizable guy like a Brad Pitt or something. I get the whole thing with, you know, the social commentary and how, okay, it's a reflection of how crazy society is and how celebrity obsessed and how easily prone people are to believing that this guy is famous or that person, and how easy it is to convince somebody that you're popular just because somebody treats you a certain way. I get that. I think that's pretty obvious. You know, it's the message here is very clear. It's nothing surprising. Regardless, I think that the video is relatively fascinating just for the fact that people, you know, he fooled a lot of people, and you have nearly 300 people taking pictures with you, and as far as the experiment itself, I'm not that impressed, to be honest. It's not like, whoa, oh my gosh, that's such a shocking thing. Like, whoa, I can't believe he fooled nearly 300 people to taking pictures of them. You got this huge crowd of folks that's just gathering around, you know, waiting to see him. That's not surprising. We're talking about Times Square here with a lot of different people and tourists and dumb people that believe everything they see. So it's not surprising that people would react and think this guy's for real. It's really more just like a duh type of video. Like, really? Like, what did you expect? I mean, of course, if they held it at another country, another area, like, I don't know, maybe somewhere in the Middle East or in Northern Europe or somewhere in Eurasia or something, you know, they wouldn't be reacting that way. I'm just gonna end this video off with this. Look, this guy doesn't look anything like the Spider-Man actors. He doesn't look anything like Tobey Maguire, doesn't look anything like Andrew Garfield. And it's pretty obvious when you see him that he's not a celebrity, he's not one of these famous people. And even if he was reacting in that way, to the point that you go, oh, I want a picture with him, wow, he's so famous. Look, most of the people that were there that wanted a picture with him were women. They were girls. They were young women. So I think they were just like caught up in the moment. They were just like, oh, look at this guy, this young man, and everybody's focused on him. They just wanted a piece of the action. They just wanted to be in the pictures, in the photos. They probably didn't even give a crap who he was. It was just, this guy was perceived to be famous, and you have these young women that sort of gather, because women like that. Young women are fascinated with hype and kind of like buzz and paparazzi and that kind of crap. Especially these young women that you saw in this video. They seem the type to be like gathering around a cute, handsome dude who is treated a certain way, and so they fall for the hype. Dumb as heck. Not surprised. That's it for this episode of Review Space. It's a fascinating video. Go check it out. And till next time, ciao.